Hello everyone, hope everyone's having a good day. After reading chapter 8 and looking through this week's module, I feel like a lot of the content that we've learned about is really relevant and similar to like life events in my life, especially when it comes to building and maintaining relationships. I feel like I do that on a daily, especially meeting new people every day, meeting new classmates. One thing that really stood out to me is how relationships develop over time and how communication plays such a huge role in strengthening and building these connections. In my life, I talk to a lot of different people because, as my job being a nail tech, which I feel like I've stated multiple times, um, me being a nail tech, I'm able to communicate and make people feel comfortable within my own space. And I feel like having the comfortability is really important because they're not only walking into a stranger's house, but they're deciding to put their life and their trust into someone they've never met. So that's why I feel like it's important. I also feel like it comes to me very naturally at this point since I've been doing it for 2 years, which is not too long, but definitely within the 2 years I've learned a lot of things. And um sorry about that. But in this chapter it helped me understand why it works and how I can improve it even more and work on it. One concept that stood out to me is the social penetration theory. We just recently learned it, but I see that this happens quite often with my clients. For example, when I first meet someone, our communication or our conversations are usually pretty like surface level. Like we do small talk, and that way I can get to know them. Um, but as they keep coming back and we start slowly becoming regulars, um, I feel like we start having deeper conversations and they begin to open up more and be more comfortable in talking to me about certain topics. And over time, I feel like that really does build real connections within my clients. It gives them a certain like trust and reassurance in trusting me. Um, and I feel like this really shows how relationships grow gradually and how trust is built over time. Um, a big question I have after this module is can relationships or friendships still last if they never really reach a deeper level of communication? For example, if people only stay at surface level conversations, do you think that's enough to maintain a strong relationship long term wise, and or will it like eventually fade out? I personally think it will eventually fade out. I feel like it's a personal experience I've had on my own with like friends. I feel like losing the connection and not continue to have like deeper talks about each other. You don't really get to know each other, and the friendship, relationship, whatever it is, will tend to fade over time. Um, Overall, I think this chapter helped me better understand the way I interact with people, my clients, people around me, and how I can build stronger and more meaningful connections in my life. Thank you for watching.